Let's expand further on eliminating that guesswork and increasing the confidence in our estimates. So as you've talked about and alluded to, the estimating within InEight is connected to the rest of our capital projects platform, project controls platform. So when we go ahead and complete our estimate, we've won the work or the project proceeds, we publish that to our control budget, and we then manage the execution of the project from there. But while we're still in the estimating phase, we're able to tie back our estimate to our schedule itself. Could you maybe elaborate a bit more on that, Don?
Let me ask you a question from that, Matt. What's the difference between a planner and a scheduler?
Answer it for me.
A planner actually has experience. They're planning the work. A scheduler is running a piece of software.
That's right. They're the operator of traditional scheduling solutions. That's right.
There we go. The most experienced and best estimators I learned from used to be project managers. So they were in the field. They knew how to build that project. They could take numbers and drawings from their estimate and build a plan out of it instead of just building a Gantt chart out of it. So we've tried to replicate that in the system, and I'll bring up another video right now to kind of show you what we've done through our first iteration of this. So what we've done here is connect straight to our schedule platform, which is a very complete CPM algorithm-based schedule tool, where now I could organize my estimate however I want to inside of here. And I can actually start using this to build a schedule. So instead of getting in and just punching numbers in and data punching, I can actually go through and I want these start and finish dates. I want to create a cost curve because it's probably required with my bid items when I put in my proposal. I'm able to go through and determine what level of detail I want to actually push this over to the schedule. So not every little, chicken gut and feather activity I need to push over there. I can just roll this up to what levels I want to, depending on how I've actually structured this. Select those, easily say, well, it's this one for the entire thing. And we'll start building this up. Now, this is a very basic solution. This might take quite some time. But I can even do this with my project management too. So I can assign those resources we were talking about earlier all in one line item and actually push that over to kind of duration-based cost that instead of a schedule. So we've actually built this so you can't just create it from the estimate side. I want to, I've worked with separate schedulers that were assigned to us. They want to get in there. They want to control when that data is coming over. So I actually pulled that over. It created activities for all those that I showed on my estimate side. I can rearrange these if I want to, even before I start messing with logic or start dates or constraints inside of here. And I can actually build that logic into this system just by dragging and dropping. There is a logic panel that you can assign over there as well. But just as a simple example here, building some logic throughout these. Man, if my scheduling was ever just this easy where it was all waterfall like this, I would have been a scheduler for longer. But just a quick example on how that does that. Then on that project supervision, I can actually change this from a task-dependent cost to a level of effort. So then the way I have it set up inside of the estimates, I can say, okay, we're just going to have everybody out there this entire time. So that's my level of effort for that. And that's going to actually bring back my at complete duration for those resources and drive the cost off of that duration instead of having a separate, Excel based or spreadsheet based kind of indirect schedule. So get back in my estimate. We don't do that automatically. I would hate to be in here and just having cost change on me, and I don't know why, because somebody else is in there using that system. But now I have all my dates that I need inside of my estimating system. We can go in, we can see where that supervision has grown and how much cost that's actually driving now as well. So saved quite a bit of time there. On my bigger estimates, I do that by discipline. So I have, my concrete field engineer superintendent actually level of effort over to, just the concrete activities. But then you actually bring those dates over, you produce a cost flow curve inside of here. So you can set that up to actually do some job financing and everything else. So a lot of great features built into this. And I think the best thing on this, Matt, is we control both sides of this. A lot of people who integrate to schedules from other estimating software, you're hooking up to an API hoping that doesn't change from that other software. Where if we're making changes, we're enhancing each side. I talk to our schedule director on a every other day basis most of the time, just not because we're buddies, but then we know what each other's doing. So if anything changes, you never see anything break from our side. It's always up to date. It's always live. It's always good to go.